Today's show is brought to you by a former guest, Helix TCS, one of the largest publicly traded non-plant touching cannabis companies in the world, trading on the OTC under ticker symbol HLIX. Their portfolio of industry-leading technology, compliance, and security companies is designed to scale internationally to capitalize on the inevitable proliferation of legal cannabis without the risk and limitations of being a cannabis producer. Record Q2 earnings, driven by their market share leading seed-to-sale tracking software, has positioned Helix TCS as one of the most exciting ancillary companies in the cannabis industry. To learn more about Helix TCS, trading under ticker HLIX, go to helixtcs.com or listen to Raising Cannabis Capital, episode 96.
Well, the bio pellets are exactly like plastic pellets that are used for extrusion or injection molding, except for they're 95% fiber and 5% wax, and we supply them to plastic manufacturers. And what happens is they mix them in with their existing compounds, which are pure plastic, and they produce a stronger, lighter product, and they also reduce their cost of production.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. I'm Dan Humiston, and on today's show, how this Canadian company has created technology that both ends the useless waste of excess hemp biomass and reduces plastic. Today on Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by JJ Ziner from Canadian Industrial Hemp Corporation. JJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's exciting stuff that you're working on. You know, Canada has been producing hemp seed for a couple decades, and we're in the middle of the CBD craze, so it's sweeping the world. And while all this is great, there's sort of this discouraging aspect of the demand that part of the plant isn't being used. Can you give us an idea just how much of the hemp plant is being wasted?
So then in 2018, Canada grew about 130,000 acres of hemp, and they grew it almost, let's say, 99% for seed. And they probably produced about 260,000 tons of wasted stock, and most of that stock would have been probably burned.
Wow. So 250,000 tons of hemp plant was essentially burned in 2018. I mean, it's just like so counterintuitive, especially everything that you hear about how great hemp fiber is, and you know how many products that we're starting to put hemp fiber into. Why are we burning our hemp fiber and then turning around and importing it from another country?
Well, Dan, it has to do with mostly the cost of labor. The techniques that are being used for the cortication, very labor intensive. And part of the reason for that is that the cortication has been illegal in the United States for an extremely long time. And the United States is where the economies of scale and the drive for innovation exist, whereby the hemp fiber production process could be improved. But that hasn't happened yet because it hasn't been legal in the United States.
Oh, I see. So it really comes down to it's just too expensive to do it. But that's kind of where you guys come in. Patented,
exactly.
Yeah, you developed a patented technology that you can apply to hemp fiber production in North America and make it profitable. Tell us how that works.
Well, essentially, it's a business automation system that integrates with the manufacturing facility itself to automate all planning and production, monitors your order book and your inventory, and it basically runs the business for you. And really critical factor when you consider we're trying to process 50,000 tons a year of fiber and deliver specific quality controlled fibers to each customer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the fiber is just part of the process. I read on your website, I think that you're also using the waste to create bio pellets, and you actually got some funding for this from the Canadian Agriculture Partnership. What's a bio pellet?
Well, the bio pellets are exactly like plastic pellets that are used for extrusion or injection molding, except for they're 95% fiber and 5% wax, and we supply them to plastic manufacturers. And what happens is they mix them in with their existing compounds, which are pure plastic, and they produce a stronger, lighter product, and they also reduce their cost of production.
Wow. And you're using a natural product, so you're eliminating some of the plastics that we're introducing into the environment. Is that correct?
Exactly. In Europe, they produce suitcases and automotive body parts made from injection molded hemp, and they have put in about 30% hemp, 70% polymer. Yeah, you're reducing plastic cost effectively by 20-30% right off the board.
Wow. So you're taking something that right now is being burned, you're converting it into biopellets, and you're replacing plastic, something that we're all trying to get rid of. I mean, it seems to me like it's a really environmentally sound process.
Well, the excellent thing is that the market for polymers all over the world is growing rapidly, and it's one of the largest demand markets in the world is material for plastic manufacturing. So our addressable market is over $20 billion.
$20 billion. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I want to take a quick break to thank you for listening to today's show and to invite you to check out all of our other cannabis podcasts. As the industry's #1 cannabis podcast network, we are constantly adding new shows. So go to MJBulls.com to see our new shows and to become part of the Cannabis Podcast Network. Well, you're in the process of building your first facility. And once it's built and becomes profitable, you're going to kind of use that as a proof of concept. But your big plan is to build a network of hemp processing facilities across North America. How far along are you in this process?
Well, we're looking currently for strategic partners in the USA and Canada who are large manufacturers of plastic products who are interested in joining forces to work with us to reduce plastic consumption in a cost-effective manner.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking for partners specifically that are interested in providing funding for the facility so that we can move forward.
Okay, so there's an opportunity for investors right now to participate in this project.
That's right.
Okay. And if they're interested, how do they get in touch with you?
If they're interested, they can shoot me an email by going to the website, which is www.cihcorp.com.
Yeah, there's a great video on there about the process, and there's a lot of real good information on your website. It's very informative, JJ. So I'll have all of Canadian Industrial Hemp Corporation's information on the MJBulls website. So if you didn't get his email address, you can definitely just jump on the MJBulls website. We'll have it all there for you. JJ, this is really exciting stuff. I wish we had more time to dig into this. Maybe you can be back on the show on another day.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No, it's my pleasure. Good luck with this. Thanks for listening to Raising Cannabis Capital. To learn more about today's guest or to become a guest, visit our website at MJBulls.com. Today's show was produced by MJBulls Media, with original music produced in part by Jamie Humiston. I'm Dan Humiston, and you've been listening to the Raising Cannabis Capital podcast.